Hey, what's up, crew? It's Patrick with the Hot Topic Podcast, and today is Thursday, May the 28th, and it's time for another question of the day. Let's see what Chat has in store for us. Hey, Chat, do you have a question for me?
I sure do. If you were advising a dealership group on how to launch a fleet and commercial department, what would be your top steps and priorities?
Another good question from ChatGPT. Okay, if I was starting a fleet and commercial department, what would I do? What are the steps? Number one, I would tell you that we need to figure out, are we going to sell locally? Are we going to sell regionally? Or are we going to sell nationally? We need to know where we're going to sell our products. Based on that information is how we're going to stock our store, our inventory availability, if you will. So, for example, if we're going to sell locally, then it's pretty cut and dry. You see what is in your local area as far as what types of businesses, and you stock units based on those businesses. If it's a regional outlook, same method, just look a little bit further out. And regional is subjective. It could be 50 miles outside of your dealership, 100 miles, 200 miles, 500 miles, whatever it is. Whatever you define as a region, there's no set regional boundaries when it comes to selling vehicles. Then obviously, if you're going to sell nationally, then we need to have a really good mix of different types of vehicles that are going to be for our offering. So that's number one. We need to figure out where are we going to sell. From that leads me into number two, and then what methods or what segments are you going to specialize in? For example, based on our 8 methods of commercial truck sales, you're looking at a retail method, pretty cut and dry. You have a product offering, you have retail-based salespeople, and then you're essentially selling vehicles the traditional way, much like on the car side of your business. That's how that would generally operate. If it's more of a fleet method, then obviously we've got to look at different fleet offerings. What does the fleet need? If it's trucks, if it's cars, if it's a mixture of both, if it's commercial vehicles, vocational vehicles. So really, you need to figure out, based on your fleets, what is going to be your product offering. If it's commercial and vocational, you're probably going to need some upfitted vehicles, utility bodies, dump trucks, enclosed vans, mechanics trucks, things like that. That's going to be your vocational and commercial type vehicles. If you're more life cycle management, now that can encompass a lot of things. So life cycle management, obviously you're working with your customer that has a fleet, then you need to figure out what's in their fleet. But generally when you're working that method, life cycle management, you won't necessarily need to keep a lot of inventory in stock. So it helps reduce down the inventory, which reduces down your floor plan expense, and so on and so forth. But if you wanted to, let's say you wanted to be heavy in internet sales, that's another method you have to look at. So what does your product offering look like if you're going to be selling on the internet? Clearly an internet sales based operation, you're looking more at a national level, and then there's a bigger commitment there, obviously. Number three, I would say the dealership group needs a complete commitment to stepping off into commercial and fleet. I've seen too many dealerships, they just want to kind of stick their toes in the water and see if it works. The worst thing you can do in that method, is if all you're going to do is stick your toe in the water to test the temperature, what's your plan? What does it look like if it's going to be successful? What does it look like to you if it's going to be a failure? But again, you need to commit one way or the other. Are you all in or all out? It can't be anything down the middle. Down the middle, you're going to need some luck to be able to make it work. But if you have a true commitment to what you're doing, how you're going to do it, where you're going to do it, your odds of succeeding go way up. And then the fourth thing is, once you've completed those first 3 steps, is hire to your goals. So if you want to look at sales as locally, then obviously you're going to need to hire a specific manager for that department, and then your salespeople really need to be involved in the community. That's going to be a catalyst to be able to get your customer acquisition in place. is having those salespeople that are working with your local customers. Same for regional. It's a little more difficult if it's regionally based, just logistically. So let's say you're 500 miles outside of your dealership. It's not feasible for someone to be in that 500-mile circle all the time working on customer acquisition. So at that point, your internet presence or social media, things that can reach those customers, is going to need a little more emphasis. And then clearly, if you've got a national presence, then you're going to need a bigger presence online, whether it be social, whether it be through websites, different platforms. You're going to need to be able to get your product out there, and people are going to have to understand who you are and what you do. But those would be the 4 things. Again, to summarize, number 1, figure out where you're going to sell it. Number 2, figure out how you're going to sell it. Number 3, commit to it. And number 4, hire to those goals. If you do those 4 things, your chance to succeed go up exponentially. But you have to get some basis put together. You have to get some plan put together, and then you've got to execute on that plan. Okay, guys, if you're enjoying the content, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. I'll keep making it. You guys keep watching it, and together we're going to continue to get better. Okay, until next time, I'll be back tomorrow, Friday, May the 29th, for another question of the day. And until then, guys, take care, and we'll talk to you soon.